could probably relate to this, because when I was doing my research, these women that I found, especially this one, they're very successful in their chosen fields of work, and they seem to have it all, and they look so happy, and they're, you know, extremely talented and multitasking, and they're juggling their lives and obviously getting things done. But the one thing they all seem to have in common was that they were struggling on the inside, and, you know, they're feeling depressed. But because of who they are in their work and everything, they felt that they didn't want to let anyone know. And I thought, wow, you know, it's interesting how no matter how successful you are, you still have these feelings inside where you might just feel a little bit like, I'm a bit unsure. Should I share this with somebody? Should I share that? And this was an interview with Susan L. Taylor, and she was saying that she was dying on the inside. And that was so poignant, K-Rose, when I saw that. I mean, what do you think of that? Because obviously, from a man's point of view, how would you feel if somebody said, I've been going through this and I just didn't feel I could say anything before now?
And it's the way males are taught to be men. Same thing, you know, women or females are taught to be women and adults. There's a lot that has changed, and I'm glad it has changed. But for men, you're taught, you know, you may have seen people do this. I didn't do this with my sons, and I don't think I was wrong either. I didn't go to them and cause them to be stressed and then tell them not to cry. I think that's a horrendous thing to do to someone, because you're saying boys don't cry, men don't cry, suck it up, da 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 da. You're instilling something inside someone that causes them to do exactly what you are talking about, to cause them to hold things in. Now, I'm not saying they should start bawling and crying if they lost a toy either. And I won't say, hey, don't cry, boy, it's just a toy. I'll give them a reason why they shouldn't be upset about it. And to me, that will help you to grow to understand the important things and the things that aren't really as bad. You said something that was interesting a few minutes ago. You try to find a way to laugh and keep yourself going.
Yeah, you've got to.
And so that's why I think that's what people need to learn. Men, I hope, are being brought up a little differently than I was brought up. But I just think that we should take the responsibility as the older generation and help anybody that we can to grow up to handle the stresses better. And it does start with children. And so I don't think, I've heard you say it a couple of times, I don't think it's fair that we expect anybody to hide their feelings. That bugs me.
But isn't that society, though? That's what they do. They put, it's all these, and so I don't even know where we get the feeling that we should take on board what people think so much. Because who lives your life apart from you? No one else ain't in your shoes. You tell them, listen, walk a mile in my shoes, and then you can comment. Until then, bye bye.
But that's a control thing to me. And the people that control everyone, they control us by adding stresses to our lives, so we miss what truly is happening that they're doing. They throw the flack out there of, to me, race and things like that, so that the two poor people may be different colors. But the people that have money don't want either one of you around them, regardless of your color, because you're poor. Yeah. And so they let you of different colors, they push things to make you kind of bump heads and fight each other. When you're the poor people that are black or white or Asian or whatever, they want us fighting so that we don't influence them with their money or come into their neighbor. They don't care about the color. They just care about class. You live in a country of royalty and people of whatever. And so they automatically have a built-in, you're not going to be one of us because you're from Asia, period. Because you can't be, because you're not of our race, period. So they build that in, and I'm not trying to make you go down a rabbit hole. But those things cause stresses, and so they throw those things in our faces to cause us to have stresses, so that we don't concentrate on the fact that they need to govern us better and they need to help us make more money instead of them making more money.
Thank you. K-Rose, you just dropped some knowledge. Can you say that again, please?
Well, but that's the way that I live my life. I'm not looking at a person who is of a different race than I am, other than the fact that, okay, their hair may be different or their body style may be different, but it's not really something I care about.
No.
The people that have more money than I do, I want to get connected into their system and do things morally correct and help people when I can. But I'm not going to let those people pull me in the water either. I'm not going to let them take all my money. And then if I need $2, I don't have it. But they're always asking me for $5. What?
Well, there you go. But see, that's how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And when you're poor and you haven't got money to do what you need, now I stressed need to do, what does that cause? Of course, stress. And what can stress cause you? Depression. Hello, the rabbit hole is opening.
Well, don't you think that people get stressed out because of the things they want to do, as opposed to a lot of people get a lot of stress from things they want to do?
Oh, yeah, if they're getting stressed from things they want to do and they can't do it. But see, this is the thing. Obviously, we know the things you need, i.e. keeping a roof over your head and eating and paying the bills, light bills, water bills, whatever it is to keep yourself well. If you can't even do that, hello, I got a show. We got a show coming. Don't worry. If you can't even do that, right? It's a problem, innit? So of course you're going to be stressed. And then, all right, the things you want to do, that's definitely going to have to take a back seat. Hello, as you guys say, take several seats. Because listen, right? If you can't even do the basics, how are you going to do the things you want to do? Because you can't even do that. That's what you need to do to keep yourself healthy so that you are able to do the things you want to do. Come on now. People, I want to know what you think. At Ask Avani Show, you know what to do now. Tell us what you think, because OMG. Today's show topic, it is a serious topic, but at the same time, I want people to be able to say, listen, if I feel stressed and depressed, I want to be able to start talking, especially, and I'm going to say it again, us in the black community, we don't talk enough. So please, you have to start speaking out, whoever you can get to talk to, and say, listen, I'm going through some stuff and I need some help. And even if you can't help me, just be there for me and just listen and let me vent. Because you just don't know. Sometimes just being able to talk to somebody can make you feel better, innit? And
you live in a Avani world.
Okay.
And you know Avani world. And I live in K Rose world. I live in, and so I understand.
Yes.
But one of your pet peeves is that when you, Avani, somebody asks you for, they'll ask you something or tell you about something going on in their life, and they're saying, hey, what do you think? And then you tell them what you think. And I know it's a personal pet peeve of yours that when you tell them and then they're still like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, well, why did you ask?
Exactly. Don't ask me, Don't ask me again. Because how much time are you going to keep telling me that this one's starting doing foolishness? That's another show.
But that goes into even the depression and how we look at life. If I constantly, Avani sees K Rose doing something that's detrimental to him and that's really causing him stress. And Avani says, well, hey, K Rose, why do you keep going out and getting those big expensive cars and you can't make the payments on them?
No.
Oh.
It's insanity, isn't it? That's what they say. Define it, insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Come on now.
Right.
I've stopped talking to them people. You do know this, don't you, K Rose? Because I'm tired now. I'm tired. They don't want to hear it. Tired now. Leave me alone. You ain't going to stress me out because you don't.
So you left them in the water, right?
I left them there. Yeah, I can't.
You didn't try and help them get in the boat. You left them in the water.
I had to listen. I tried. I threw them the life jacket. I threw them the rope. They don't want to put the life jacket on properly, and they keep messing with the rope and mash. No, that's not let them get on with it.
You have to let them go, and you have to get to a point to where you're mentally you're okay with the fact that you did everything you could. But there are a lot of people that they just drown with them.
Good night, Irina. Can't help you now. I've got to leave you here. Got to go. Bye-bye.
You said misery loves company, so...
There you go. No, I'm not going to be company with that. You so bye-bye. There's too much people I've had like that around me, and I've had to just cut it. Like, you know what? When you have come to the end of the road, the fork was in the road and I just had to go my way. No, what you do is you ask them what way they want to go. Whichever way they say they're going, you turn, okay, bye-bye, because I'm going the other way. Okay, good. Because you ain't following me down my road with that foolishness in tow. No way. I don't care. I can't be doing with that. Why do you think everyone's so depressed and stressed out? Because things just keep going round and round and they can't get out. They can't find a solution. And then if they've got people coming up to them who you're giving someone solutions, plural, and they don't want to even try not one, move with that. I don't want to hear that, K-Rose. You know that you're going to hear the kiss teeth. I'm going to keep kissing my teeth on them. And it's just, I'll stop talking. And then they'll just get radio silence, as I call it. Because after I've said it repeatedly, I might add, you ain't taking heed. That's no bye-bye.
What is the kiss pee?
Kiss teeth, when you're kissing your teeth and you go,
oh.
like that. That's how we say. I'm going to kiss my teeth on you and just keep it moving.
Okay, I had no idea what that meant.
That's what we call it. Kiss teeth.
When you made the sound, it made perfect sense to me. I'm like, what is the this is, again, another one of the things that's being brought over from Avani from
that's
the UK.
That's how we call it over here. It's just like, let's kiss teeth on them and go.
Okay, I'm perfectly fine. Sorry about the rabbit hole. And I have to be the person that kind of defines things for the audience sometimes.
No, that's more than fine. But listen, when I got to that part, let me just say something. I am a sleeping dragon most of the time. Leave me alone. Don't mess with me. Okay, I'm minding my own business over there. Right? And you want to come poke me? No, leave me alone. Okay, because you're going to get burnt, right, to a cinder. There's no coming back from that. Right? So just leave me alone. But I'm more than happy to help you if I can. But if you're on that merry-go-round and you want to dig the rabbit hole deeper, then I can't. No, I've got to let you get on with that. Because you see, some things can trigger, in all seriousness, some things can trigger your, depression and stuff like that. And if you know it's certain people, you've got to let them get on with it, man. Yeah, okay, well, just no. Because, in all seriousness as well. And I have to say this, there's also certain celebrities that will start to speak out and say, listen, I've been through this and I've been through that. Link 11, K-Rose. This is a list of 20 celebrities who battled depression. And I saw that and I thought, oh, wow, it's interesting that they were brave enough to speak out, because normally when you start speaking out, especially about these types of topics, it's quite controversial, isn't it? And people will be like, oh, no, I didn't know so-and-so went through that. And it kind of makes people, which it shouldn't do, I must stress, but it kind of makes people look at you differently. But what I'm thinking is, hold on, you should be happy that someone is able to speak out, because you never know when you speak out, which is why, again, I'm so big on communication and stuff, because when you speak out, you do not know how many people you could be helping. You just don't know. And especially as a celebrity, that's worldwide, isn't it?
Well, but you have to, again, just have your head right. And some people, they don't have their heads right, so that's why they don't speak out. They're so busy hiding their lives from people. And I can say this from my own world that I live in. I mean, when I was younger, I was part of that existence where you did show, what you were or what people saw around you and the money you may have had or the place that you live.
As you keep saying about money, isn't it interesting how that is such a big factor in people's stress and depression? Thing,
please.
Isn't it?
Sometimes it's the beginning and the end of depression.
God, yes.
But you have to, because, and again, I can speak from experience. Like I said, I was younger, and I was taught that you get what you are basically is what you have, and what people can see you have. Mm-hmm. And I had to grow to become a more mature person and understand that basically, who I am is who I define myself to be, not what other people define.
Exactly. That's why you can't really worry about what other people think about you, because if you go around thinking about that so much, that is going to cloud you as a person, because you're going to be so worried about, oh God, what do they think? Listen, you just got to do you. Come on now, this is your life, and they ain't walking in your shoes. As I said.
So, and I agree with you. And so, because I went back to 22-year-old K Rose, and I thought about it. So let's go back to 22-year-old Avani. Did she have the clarity of thought about how she thought about herself and what other people thought about her, to where she didn't go into that rabbit hole of, hey,